This meeting is being recorded.
So there are, so this is the idea, whole idea. We wanted to keep the data warehouse in sync with the OLTP database, okay? And at the same time, make sure that your data warehouse will get accumulated with the day-to-day data and weekly data, and there are some monthly load will also happen, okay? Now the question is, first of all, what is one-time load? Now we understood. This is my data warehouse. This is my OLTP system, like I said here, right? So this is where all the data are, all the transactions are happening. So what you are doing is you are loading the first 5 years data here. Assume that, let's say, 5 years data. So don't ask me why 5 years. It depends on your company. If they need 10 years, or in the case of bank, they'll be keeping huge volume of the data, okay? Let's say on 1st Jan 2023, at least starting from 1st Jan 2018. This is when you started your business. 2018 to 2013, whatever data are available, right? So you just, which is a 5 years data, you just load it into your data warehouse. It's a one-time load. This is called your one-time load, or historical, or initial one. I know it is also called as a one-time load. They use different terms: historical load, initial load, one-time load. Okay. In some cases they use this term one-off load. Okay, don't get confused, because in the status call they'll use different terms, but all these terms refers the same thing. Okay, don't get confused. So the initial data model is used to bring data into, initial data load is used to bring data into data warehouse in the first time. This is for the 5 years data. You just initially brought it here. It is not that you are loading the entire 5 years data in bulk. So you will divide divide the data by years. Okay, each year 5 years data you divide into years, right? A single year, and then you load all each year's data in parallel to the data warehouse. Okay, on 1st Jan you loaded 5 years data. Okay, it is available. 5 years data is available here in the data warehouse now. Okay, from the OLTP you loaded here all the transaction data loaded into the data warehouse. Now we have the historical data. On 2nd Jan 2023, if the manager wants to, if any one of the stakeholders, if they hit this data warehouse and if they want to see what is the sales performance 2nd Jan, the data is not available. In that case, for the 2nd Jan related data alone, we will be pushing it here. On the 2nd Jan, let's you have just had 8 million records are there. Let's assume that only 8 million records are there. So loading the 8 million records will not take much time. But here, the 5 years data put together, let's 2 petabyte volumes of data are there. 2 petabytes are very huge. Okay, here on a daily basis, 8 million records. If you load it on the order table, right? So here we call it a sales order fact table. To load 8 million records on a daily basis, it will not take much time. Instead, if you load every day 2 petabyte plus 8 million records every day, if you load it to keep this data warehouse in sync up with this one, it will take a lot of resources, a lot of time. It is not the right way of doing it. It doesn't make any sense. It's quite upset, right? So no one prefers that. What we do is one time we load the data, 5 years data, and then what we do is on a daily basis we go and schedule the incremental load, daily incremental load. Even the same day, within the same day, intraday load. There are different types of incremental loads are there. Intraday, and or daily load. End of day, daily load, end of day load, or weekly load. And there are some cases real time data refresh. We load the incremental data in real time, and intraday and daily also we load the data. Weekly also we load the data, and monthly load will also be there. Okay, but this is quite common, the daily load, daily incremental load, right? So we will do it. But there are cases wherein, when I work with JPMC, they want the intraday data to be intraday data from your source system to your data warehouse to be synced up, right? Every 1 hour, every once in an hour, the data from your source system, because the availability of the data, is very, it's very critical. Okay, every 1 hour the data should be available in data warehouse so that the report user, end users, they should be able to see the updated data every once in an hour. That there are some cases they wanted the real time, near real time data refresh. Okay, so first let us understand. Now you understood what is one-time load, which is nothing but the 5 years. In this case, the 5 years of data you loaded it. Okay, it's all your transactional data. 5 years data you loaded once. Up to 1st Jan 2023 loaded, and then for 2nd Jan 23, why you need to load again all these data along with the 2nd Jan 2023? Already you loaded 5 years data up to 1st Jan 2023. And the 2nd Jan, you need to load. If you load only the 2nd Jan data, it will not take much time. It will not consume too much of resources. It will be pretty fast. So hope you understood, the 5 years data, what I was discussing, that is the one-time load. Okay. And the next 2nd January onwards, whatever the data, we load it on a daily basis or weekly basis. That is called your incremental refresh. Okay. So what do you mean by incremental refresh? We load the data that has changed or any new information, okay, that has come since the warehouse was last loaded. In other words, right, it is a process of loading new or updated data after the previous data load cycle. This is what I'm talking, right? So this is what called your incremental data. Sorry, here. Incremental data load or incremental data reversion. Load the data that has changed or new information that has come since the warehouse was last updated. This is what you are. So hope you are very clear about the one-time load and incremental load, because this is very, very important. The interview they will ask you. And again, if you are going to be a consultant, then they expect you to design the loading strategy. Okay, create the ETL pipeline in such a way the data should be synced up to the target data warehouse or downstream data warehouse on a timely basis. Okay. What are the advantages of incremental load? What are the advantages? The refreshes are faster because you are loading, the smaller data. Okay, incremental, you are loading the smaller amount of data. Hence, the data loading process will be, much faster, and it will not consume too much of resources. It doesn't require too much of memory and CPU and IO, and it doesn't require. Okay, and then the refresh process will be more reliable. Even if it fails, right, you can easily track which records cause this load to fail. We can easily fix it, and even loading again the 8 million records will not take much time. And setting up the incremental refresh, is not a complex task. It's a very, very simple task. Okay, all you need to do is, when it comes to Power BI, you need to define the policy. Okay, in the GUI, just with a few clicks, you can define the incremental refresh policies for your data set. Okay, so once your data are made available as part of your database, in line with your source system database, right? The reporting users can get the up-to-date information from in the data warehouse. Okay, and if you see here, this is the archived import. So this is a one-time load. Okay, this is let's say year 2011 to up to 2020. You have 20 and 21 quarter 4, right? You loaded all the data, and then on a day-to-day basis, whatever the data you comes, right, you can keep accumulate it. You only this data on a daily basis, you are going to add it with the already existing data, right? So, and the next one is direct query. This kind of a real time. If you want to perform real time analysis, so the data has to be made available in real time or near real time, then direct query option is useful. Okay. So what are the prerequisites to configure or define the incremental data refresh policy? That you should have a date field in your table. Okay, and it should be a date time. Okay, the data type should be date time. This is the first prerequisite, and the second one is the data source should support query folding. Obviously, SQL Server supports query folding, and then the data should be imported to Power BI data model in import data mode. Okay, incremental refresh does not work with the direct query mode, because direct query mode is kind of a real time. It doesn't require refresh. Only in the case of an import, it requires the refresh. Okay, incremental refresh. Okay, the import connectivity. Okay, or the import storage, it requires frequent refresh. And the next one is you need to have the data gateway installed in your system on premises. On premise, nothing but in your local server. For example, in our case, our laptop. If you want to publish the report on cloud, obviously you need to have the data gateway should get installed in your system. It should be up and running. Only then you can publish the report on cloud. And at the same time, if you want to schedule the data refresh, the data gateway should run, because from your on-premises system to cloud, it has to refresh the data, because the reports are available on cloud, but data is available locally in your system. Okay, in order to keep your report that are on cloud up to date, you need to schedule the data refresh. Okay, incremental data refresh. But the other thing, look here, it is now you might be asking this one, sir, my data is, in our case, our data is not available on premises. Even our source system data are available in our cloud itself. In that case, you don't have to have the data gateway. It's already in cloud, right? So you don't have to have the data gateway there. And the next thing is, so what are the steps that are required to define the incremental data refresh? First thing is, obviously, you need to import the data into Power BI from on-premise SQL Server. So in this case, for demonstration purpose, I'm going to use a table from the SQL Server. Okay, I'm going to import that table from SQL Server into my Power BI desktop. And then the second step is we are going to set up the range parameters. Okay, so range parameters, something like, you need to create two parameters. One is the range start, and then the second one is the range end. These are the parameters you need to specify from which date to which date the data have to be pulled from the source system, and it should get loaded or imported into a Power BI desktop. Okay, this is very much important, and it is case sensitive. When you create a parameter, you know how to create a parameter. I taught you as part of the query parameter, right? And but these parameters name should be like this, and it is case sensitive. The R supposed to be capital letter and S supposed to be capital letter. Here also the same thing. Okay, and we need to, and once you set up the or create the range parameters like these two, you need to apply this to a date column using a custom filter from the filter options. We will see how to do this one, and then we define the, finally we are going to define the incremental refresh policy. In order to define this policy, you need to create these two parameters. Okay, and the data should be imported. Okay, it should be imported. It's not a direct query. Okay, how am I going to create the parameters? You know very well how to create the parameters. I just go to the Power Query editor. I'm going to create this one. For this, what I will do is I'll just go here, and here I just open this file. Already I loaded in the interest of time, and you have the fact table and then date sales fact table. These two are coming from my SQL Server. Okay, or else what I do is I'll just delete this for you to understand, where I brought this one. Here I just click on the SQL Server, and here I'm going to specify the and then the databases, let's sales here. I'm going to use the default connectivity mode or storage mode import here. Now we are doing the first step. So here I just select the sales fact table and I'm going to hit the load button. Here the date and order date. I just, here it is not required the relationship and all. Anyhow, I'm going to just create it. For supposing when I want to create any visual with the date, it is helpful. Okay, we are done with this one. And what is the next step? We imported the data into Power BI from the on-premise SQL server. This SQL server is available in my local system, okay, or in a local office. Next step is setting up the range parameters, range start and range end. You need to create these two parameters. What I do is I just go to the Power Query editor. I'll be creating two parameters. But before creating that, you need to make sure that your order date. So I'm going to create a two parameter to apply those range of filters on this order date column. It's a date data type. Cool. There are no errors. Very good. Next step is I just keep the cursor just beneath this queries pane and right click on it, new parameter. Click on the new parameter here. Just specify the range start, and then it can be any, and the text type is it is supposed to be date time. Remember this one's supposed to be date time. It should not be date. Okay, here I just say some date here, 2/11, starting from 2/11/2021. It's a default value. Any of this one will be overwritten. Okay, and I just say okay. My first parameter got created. Similarly, I just go ahead and create the another parameter, range end. This is case sensitive. Okay, and I need to remember this date time and any value. The current value I'm going to say specify some value, but it should be somewhat small value. Okay, small range. Okay, 0 to let's say 28, 20, 22 or something like that. Mm, 2022. Enter the date time value. Sorry, here it should be, it's a date time value. No? Yeah, date time. Here I just mention any value. And what is the problem here? It is a little bit surprising here. 1 second. Okay, okay.
Sir, 27 to
Two.
27 to 227.
Oh, okay, okay. It should be 26, right? Yeah, it is like this. Correct, correct. 2022. Okay, that is the problem. Date, month, year, year. I always remember the US date format. Okay, and I just hit OK here. Two parameters got created. Okay, and this is 26 to 20, not 22, and we will keep it somewhere 2011, right? So 20, yes, not 2012. Okay. Yeah, 2021 and 2022 we have the data. Okay, 2022 also, right? So we will keep 12/3/2022, something like that. Yeah, 2020. This is fine. Okay, what is the next step? Next step is apply these newly created parameters to a date column using a custom filter. I just go to the data set, and here we have the order date. I'm going to click on the drop down here and date custom filters here. And in this case, what I am going to do is I'm going to select this one. sorry, here I made a mistake. Clear filter, and here I just go and select the date time is filter. Before, okay, is earliest. No, it is picking about 1 second. Let me just refer that one. So I forgot that one. So we need to use the other option. Custom filter. We need to use the custom filter here. 1 second. It opened here. Here I just go to the order date, and if you see date custom filter here, okay, it is not the least. 1 second. If you see here, let me do one thing. I just open the view, and okay, let me just select this one, and then I just view advanced editor. Okay, order date is greater than or equal to range date, and order date is equal to less than or equal to range n. Right, this is the one I have used it here. Okay, and now what I do is I just you can specify equals here equals. When you come to equals, right, you can specify here, right? So you need to specify is before or equal to, is after or equal to, is after or equal to. So I shouldn't have gone there. Okay, sometimes we forget things. Equals, yeah, you need to use equal. Is after or equal to, and then the parameter is your range start. Okay, and then here you need to use is before or equal to your parameter range end. I just select this one. It is not showing anything. Okay, range is greater than or equal to start, and range is okay. So here it is not filtering anything. 1 second, let me just check.
Sir, range date is not there, no?
Range start is the range end is there, no?
No, where you selected now before.
No, okay. Here order date, I just selected here, right? Wait. I'll just show you. Here, I just went here and then here equals, yeah. And here I selected is
Your date
after
should,
or equal to, right?
date should be there now.
Oh, yeah, order date is there, no? Here.
Right
It
side.
will pick up here. It will pick up from here, yeah. It will pick up from here, okay? And here you have an option. You need to specify the parameter name. So here we don't want to hard code the value. You have the date here. We don't want that to be done. So here I'm going to select the parameter as, okay, I do this. So the next one is after or equal to range start, and then what is the next step? Next step is I'm going to select the other parameter. I'm going to apply the other parameter. Here I'm going to say is before or equal to the end date. I'm going to say parameter here range end. Did I select range end or range start? I think I mistakenly selected the range end here. Okay.
So there date value should be there. No?
Here, date value.
Here we can
No,
select left side.
here
We
the
can
date value
select.
should be there. No, there the date value is not required. That's the reason why we are using the
Okay.
parameter name. So parameter, whatever the value is specified in the parameter, that will get substituted there. Okay, that is the idea here. Okay. So here it is correct only. The date is 2/11/2011, and yeah, this is correct only. Okay, and it should work. I think I mistakenly selected this one. Let's see if I select okay. Range start and range end. Okay, we will do one thing here in this range. Nothing is there. It seems. One second. Let me just do one thing. I will just 2/11/2021. That is the problem. You look here 21, right? So it's not 2/11, 21, and then this one is 2022. Even in this case, it is not giving the correct value. And what went wrong here?
Sir, in that filter row, first equal to will come now.
1 second. I did this for many batches. Somehow, I just forgot it. Here, it is correct
Sir,
only.
can you
The
please open that
2/11,
one?
2/11/2011, right? Here, let me do one thing here. Yeah. So 1 second, I just check it out here. And in the order date column, I just clear this one. there is a problem here. Okay, let me do one thing here. Yeah, here. So 2/11/2021. Okay, and then 3/12. Let's say 12/2/22. Let's do one thing here. 12/2/22. Okay, it's correct only, no? So 12/11/2022, and everything is correct. And here there is a problem. It should be something. Oh, just give me a second here. It is date time only, right? I mentioned about date time here. This date time here also. It is date time. Sorry, range, and here itself you can say, yeah, date time any value. And why it is not showing here? It's all correct only. Everything is correct.
Sir, can you open that filter row?
Wait. It's correct. Yeah, here. Order date. Sorry, I think we need to use between here. Between range. Okay. Here is outer or equal to. Okay. It is automatically picking up the parameter range start is between the range, right? When we use something, it should be between. It is not, not is equal. Is before or equal to parameter and then range end. It's correct. I think because of the range of values, we need to use and the between. It selected all the values. Now it is correct. It is, sorry guys. Now it's working fine. Between, you're supposed to use between operator. Okay, apply the range parameters, define the incremental refresh policy. Now we need to define the incremental refresh policy. Here, what, 1 second, I'll just show you here. Look here, this is what your table, fact table, right click on it. And then here, you will find the incremental refresh option. When you click on it, you will find the table, which table you wanted to schedule the incremental refresh. You need to specify the target table. In this case, sales fact table, I wanted to load the incremental data. Okay, it got selected because we don't have any other table. Okay, because we have applied the range of parameters to this table only. Next one is set import and refresh changes. I'm going to enable this one. Okay, and here if you see here, archive data starting. So what is this one? So this is the name of the target table, the select table, what table you want to perform, schedule the data refresh, incremental data refresh. And this one is something like your number of rows to store one-time load. This is kind of your one-time load. This is your incremental load. Here, let's say I want to store 10 years of data or 5 years of data. In this case, oddly, we have 2 years of data. I'm going to say 10 years, nothing is going to happen. Okay. Here, incremental refresh data starting from when? Number of rows to refresh, rows that needs to be reloaded each time. Every once in a month or every once in a year. But usually we don't use year and all. Okay. Monthly load every once in a month and daily incremental load. Okay, or if you want the real time, you can choose this one, get the latest data in real time with direct query. It's a premium only. I am using premium, but premium per user, I'm not sure if this is going to work. Premium, but this is a premium SKU, I think so. Anyhow, only refresh complete day. Okay, and there are 3 options are there. Look here what we are saying is the existing data you can push it. Let's say I have 10 years of data. Archive the 10 years of the data. Okay, and before refresh date. Okay, what I do is once you archive the 10 years of data, next step is on a daily basis you refresh the data on an incremental basis. It gives me the date also here, right? So the data will be incrementally refreshed from 15. This is an example here: 1/1/2013 and 14/12/2023. For example, if you specify 2 years, right? So 2 years, 1/20/21 to 14/2/2023. So this is the 2 years data I want to archive in our case, and right, anything after this, so 14th, that is what your incremental refresh. 15/23 to 15/2/23, 15/2/20, which means 1 day. This is your historical data. You load it, and then anything after the last one-time load, which means the 14th, right? After 14th, this 15th day. Here in this case, 1 day. Every day you incrementally load the data. If I want to load monthly data, every month you load the monthly data. Don't incrementally load on a daily basis. Incrementally load on monthly basis. And here we don't have weekly basis. Okay. And that instead what you do is you can day 7 days, every once in 7 days, something like that. Okay, and the next one is, we have 3 optional settings. Either you can specify it or you don't have to specify it. This is real time. Okay, and get the latest data in real time with direct query. Okay, so in that kind of situation you can go for this. The next one is only refresh complete day. This one, for example, you are loading, you are scheduled it on a monthly basis. Every month you load the incremental data, monthly incremental data, you load it to my sales fact table. Don't load it on a daily basis. Okay, so in that case, what will happen is for June month, July month only, the data will get refreshed, because complete day or complete month, once this month get completed, next month only that date, the incremental refresh will start and detect data changes. This is a very awesome feature. This one will work with identify any source system changes. See, usually what we do is in the real-time scenario, and some tables, right? We will be having the source system table itself. You have the, let's you have order table in the source system. Okay, all the order date, everything will be there. These are called business columns. Apart from this, you have something called updated date, last updated date. Okay, for example, in your new order came here, 101, order number is 101. This order, right, so here, the which date we received the date. For example, this date, today you received this order, it will get updated. This is not today, let's say 14th Feb, this order. So in this case, the sys date is going to be on 14th Feb. This is going to be 14th Feb only. When a new order get loaded here, the updated date column will get updated with the 15th Feb only. Okay, and for example, for the same order today, okay, 15th Feb, this order got cancelled or deleted. Okay, so in the updated date column, we will have the 15th Feb. So even the deleted, cancelled order, and then new order, any changes to the existing order, right? All these things will get captured and then pushed to your target system. Any changes detected to the source system data, you capture it. So in this case, the source system data table, they will be having a column. In addition to the business column, they will have a control column like updated date table, date time. Okay, last updated date. So here, this date, sys date will get captured automatically. It will get recorded automatically. As and when any new data gets recorded here, the sys date will get updated in this table, last updated column. So once you know this one, so you can use this column. So what this one does is it goes and checks, are there any changes with the yesterday's data and current date. The current date, in today's date, for the same order, whatever they raised, right, previously, we could see a change in here. So hence, don't pick up this one. Already this newly in created order, we loaded in the data warehouse. And today for the same order, we got the new. So with this, we are able to extract the change data from this source with the help of the last updated last updated date column. Got it? So this one, okay, now the question is, if this is not there, what can I do? So you cannot do detect data changes. We cannot find out the data changes here. Okay, so the thing is, the new order has been raised, the order can be modified, or the order can be cancelled. All these three things will be captured with the help of the last updated date. Okay, in the target system, what we do is, okay, this order we have inserted it. Okay, and the second day, this same order, if that got cancelled, we simply put it here, and we have a flag here in the fact table. We have a flag here. It is inactive. This is active. Sorry, this is active. This is inactive. Something I. The current order will be the active status, and active status in the sense this. Sorry, here they will mention D. D means deleted. I means inserted. Okay, and any modified with this they can they can track it. They can track it. The other classic example is the customer dimension table. Customer table. The customer table in the source system, they have the last updated date column will be there. Okay, not all the customers table will have this kind of. There are some projects where I worked. In addition to all the customers related information, they have in a special column like last updated date. A new customer comes in, a customer ID is 101. So a new customer got inserted here. So the sys date will get updated. On which date, the new customer data got loaded here. That one will be captured in the last update date. And then the same customer, okay, the same customer data comes here again. Okay, so in that case, what will happen? This customer, this customer got shifted to new address. Previously he was in one address, now he got shifted to another address. And which day the same customer data came in here? Then you must be asking this one. This is my customer table, and I'm going to load this source system customer table into my customer dimension table. In this case, won't I have the duplicated records in the source system? Once the data comes in, right, new data comes in, that will be loaded. If the same customer record comes in, the previous record will be deleted, the current record. They don't maintain history here, customer history. But whereas in the case of data warehouse, they will be loading. So how they find out? Last update, they will go and check. If this customer is already there in my dimension table, yes, it is there. And they will check any change in the address, specific business column. Okay, this address got changed. That is the reason why the same customer record is coming in here. So to identify the unique customer key here, what they do is they use the surrogate key 1, 2. It is called your primary key. So with this combination of with this two columns forms a composite key. This is your surrogate key. This is an alternate key. If you see any data warehouse tables, you will find something like alternate key and surrogate key. With the combination of these two, the alternate can be duplicated, but with the help of the surrogate key and the combination of the alternate key, it forms a composite key. So in this case, they wanted to maintain the customer's history. So previously where he stayed, in the case of bank, previously where he stayed and currently where he is staying. Okay, so in US there is something called SOX compliance. As per the SOX compliance mandated by US government, all the banks, including the business enterprises, right, they are supposed to maintain the customer's history also. So where they are currently and where they were initially staying there, all the history will be there. Any change in the address column, anything, right? So address, right? So that will also be captured in the data warehouse. Okay, similarly the product dimension. The product dimension, product P001, let's say P0055. Okay, this is the new product you launched. So hence this data will get loaded. The product name is something like some product name. Okay, and Canon 589 camera. Okay, this is the product name for this, product ID for that. And the price on that day, whatever the price is there. And then you have the last updated column, last update date column. The same product data will come later point in time. Why? Because the price for the same product got changed. There are scenarios, right? There are some cases, not some cases, to sustain the momentum or to sustain the or to maintain an edge over a competitor. We have to keep the prices in alignment with their prices, right? If you sell more, So hence the price will get changed. The same product will come here with different price, and you have something called active started, active end date, and then the flag column will be there. So in that case, you will have multiple records. So the last update, with the help of the last updated, you will just check. So is this customer active? Yes. For the previous record, the product will be made as inactive, and then the current same product which you got it recently in this table, that one will become active. There is something called SCD type 1, type 2 that I'm not going to confuse it now. So deduct data changes is something like this. You have something called last updated column will be available along with the other business columns like customer ID, customer key, customer name, and date of birth, all the along with this or product key, all the things, right? You will have updated columns. With that, you can find anything after anything from this date. You can define the range of dates between the dates, okay, with the help of the updated date. Okay, so you can detect the data change with the help of the updated data. So you can enable this, but for this you need to have a last updated column should be available in your source system. For example, if I select this one here, it will ask me which which column. Can you tell me which column do you have any last updated date column is there? Okay, since in my case it is not available, I'm not going to use this one. This column. Okay, okay, she is, one second, she is there, right? Yeah. Okay, Avinya, you joined. Okay, I just saw your call. See, I just connected with the browser, the Zoom browser. When I connect with Zoom browser, right, I will not be able to get the notification. The client is helpful, but unfortunately, they made some changes, okay, to the Zoom application. They introduced some new feature. It is messed up. Okay, fine. You understood these three options. If you select this one, obviously you need to tell which column should I look into it in order to get the changes which happen to the existing data. Okay, see, yesterday you launched a, let's 1 week back you launched a new product. For the same product today, we are going to change the prices, because in the product table only you specify each product's cost price. Okay, so in that case, what will happen, the same product when it comes here, so what you are doing is the cost price also got changed, right? So you need to update that in you are not going to overwrite the previous data. Instead, what you are going to do is you are going to include the same product as part of the product table, wherein you will be maintaining active and inactive status. The current record, the same product comes in, right? Let's say product 001, 1 week back inserted in a product dimension table. The same product, when it comes once again, you do a lookup in your dimension table and you check the same P001 is available in dimension table. It is there, but again, we'll check the price. Are the prices are same? No, there is a change. Then you insert this the same product once again. Okay, but you will have the history of the same product, right? So product P001, 2 records will be there, and the current record will be your active record. So we have a flag, we put A there. That is called your SCD type 2, slowly changing dimension. So in that kind of situation, this is very much helpful. Data changes. You understood or not? Okay, but anyhow, don't worry. I will show you later point in time, and time permits, right? The SCD type 1, type 2, type 3, I will explain you. Okay. So these are the options at this moment. Or you remember it. I'm going to unselect it. Okay. And the next one is, look here. Here you can see the 2 years before refresh date, 1 day before refresh date. So 1 day before refresh date. Okay. So that is what we can see, the incremental refresh date. So this is what your refresh incremental refresh. This is what the archived one. This kind of one time, this kind of incremental. I'm going to apply this policy now. I define the policy. What are the steps that we have done so far? We have completed all these steps. Define the incremental refresh policy also, we have defined it. Now what I do is I just create some visual here. I just put something, a product ID and sales amount, because I don't have any other. So this is my data. One second, I just. This is my report. For this report, we have defined the incremental refresh policy. I just save this one. Incremental data refresh to. We are done with it. So next one is I'm going to publish it to cloud. Here I'm going to say dev order. I'm going to select this workspace. I'll just show you to help you to remember. Look here, this is my cloud. On the left side, you can see the workspaces. These are the workspaces already I created. If I go to dev order, you'll see already many things are there. Okay, even the incremental refresh and all is there. Oh, it's already there. Incremental refresh. Yeah, it is. It got published now only. Okay, the incremental data refresh to, and you can see it. Incremental refresh to dev order. The 15th Feb 2023, 10:16 p.m. Just now we have published. Okay, along with that, so this is the report, and the data also got published here automatically. Okay, we just published the report. Along with that, the data also got published automatically by the data gateway. So what is the next step? Next step is, yes, you can click on this one. You can open this one, the report, and see, you can see the same data here. Fine. So say, okay, if you hover the cursor P00333872, and if you hover the cursor 3872, fine. And then if I go here, and here, if you see here, this is your one-time refresh. This is your data set for this report file. And when you click on this, it will refresh the entire data. It's kind of a one-time load. Okay. The one-time load will take, it's going to load the entire data. For example, there you mentioned 2 years, right? 2 years data will get loaded. It will take longer time, usually. Okay. But in our case, since we have the less number of records, it will not take much time. Anyhow, I'm going to click on this once. Look here, preparing for refresh. Requires gateway. Look here, this data requires a gateway. Please select a gateway from dataset settings. So now what I am going to do is I'm going to look here. It took us directly incremental. The other way of here, what we do, we just click on this LAQ here. Here, I'm going to specify the data connection here. Data set gateway connection. I'm going to specify, and here I'm going to select this one. Okay, because the standard gateway only. Very reliable. The personal gateway is not reliable. Here I just click on this one, and here I give something like okay, we are done here. I just come back here, data connection here, and here I just go and select. Look here, it shows this one now, and here maps to sales fact table. This is the new connection that we created, I'm going to apply this one. Use this is the personal gateway. It is not recommended. Use the standard gateway. And then data source credentials. I just select this one. Admin has granted access. Credentials are not required. Okay, fine. And what is the next step? I'm going to schedule the refresh here. You can schedule the data refresh here. Okay. And before that, we will just go here. And then what I am going to do is I'm going to use the settings here. When I did this long back, let me see. You can enable the refresh here. Okay, the daily refresh. You can specify schedule refresh daily. Okay, you want to perform daily refresh? Yes. Okay, and the time zone and another time. What is the time now? It is 10:20. So what I'm going to say 10:30. Okay, 10:30 p.m. You do the refresh, and then I'm going to say apply. In case of any error access related issues, it will show here itself. Okay, and you can click on the show in lineage view. It will show you the complete lineage, where to where the data comes here. The workspaces and data flows are 0, and data sets 2 data sets, and workspaces 2. Okay, let it be there. And so dev order, this is the workspace, and big box also we have another thing there. And here, so what is the file? Sales W04. This is the file I've used it, and then the demo security. Okay, this is the retail sales command, text CSV, and this is kind of a lineage. Okay, where and all we use this data file, right? So it shows that way. Retail sales command. Okay, retail sales command, retail demo security, EX demo security. Okay, this is fine. Let us not worry about this. Here, I just go here and check. I just go back. Yeah, this is the one. This is what I was looking for it. I somehow forgot this one. Settings. Okay, so now what I do is I just go back here, or else I just go back here and I just select the settings here. And here it is not showing this one, the endorsement. Okay, settings for included data refresh to, or else. Yeah, so in this page only we can specify it here. Okay, and here you can select the premium per user. I have premium per user and small data set storage format, and that is enough for me. And if you want to have the large data set format, you can select it here. Okay, if the volume is very huge, you can specify that. And here, this is your connect string. I just copy this one. It got copied to my clipboard. Now I want to check whether the incremental load is happening or not, right? So what I do is I just go to my SSMS. Okay, here what I do is I'll be using the connect here and then analysis services. Here I'm going to paste this one, the new one, and then this is my cloud username, Power BI Cloud Service username. Okay, the support at this one, and I'm going to hit connect. Let's see if this works fine. It will ask the password for the username only. I mentioned it for the cloud service. It will ask the password, and at the same time, it will ask us to. It will prompt me to validate from my authenticator app that I installed in my mobile phone. You'll send a notification. Okay, I need to approve it from my mobile phone. I already installed the authenticator. You can also go and install it in your Play Store. Okay, Microsoft Authenticator. That is the app name. I just approved it. So now, yes, it is connecting here. Into Power BI dev order, initial record in order to connect to Power BI Pro workspaces. Okay, okay, here, in this case, actually, it's correct only, MF here, right? So you need to make sure that you are, I just check one more time whether I have used the correct one, Power BI dev order, right? So, okay. Yeah, I should save it here. Did I save it here? Yeah, I copied that and then I just paste it here. And then make sure that you are not going to use this, the authentication. You need to use the Azure Active Directory Universal MFA, and then you need to specify your username. Here, I just specify but you need to use analysis services. Copy message. Initial category is not coming to connect to Power Services. Okay. Cannot connect to Power API. Initial to connect to Pro services. There is some problem there. Let me just go and check what's the problem here. Let me just go once again. I just go to the workspace. Currently, I'm in dev order. Okay, and here I just select this data set. Here I don't see the settings here, and I just see if I can do anything. Manage permission settings. Server settings, it is there here. Yeah, you can select this one also. Yeah, I think you need to, but I use that one only. I used to connect with that, and let me try the other option. No, unauthorized. It's MFA, right? So MFA. But the other one, I tried it. Look here for big box. I have to say try the same thing. It is able to connect there. Let me just refresh it. Any problem now? Suddenly, no. It is working fine. See the same thing. I already published other batch. I gave the demo here. I just show you. Okay, here there are no issues with the connections, right? Data sources include this data set. Okay, self-factable. And let me just go and check the connection here. Yeah, the description support at allow users cloud data sources. Okay, and I just saved it, and tenant administration for gateways on. Okay, and then but don't worry about this. Okay, data sources, and here the yeah, sales fact table is there here, right? So it is there here, and when I select the status, it is showing online. Okay, cool. So there could be some problem here. And today, for the other batch in the morning, I gave the demo. It was working fine. And let me try the same thing here. The authentication is your MFA, not the other thing. And here you need to specify. Maybe I specified wrong password. Cannot connect to this one. Okay, let me do one thing. I will just see. Usually, what will happen is once the connection is through, then it will get connected like this, but you need to use analysis services, not database engine. And if you see here, I have used this one, the incremental data refresh, and here you can see the tables here. When you expand this one, this is on cloud, okay, it got connected. And sales fact, when you right click on it, and if you kind of refresh it, and then if you click on partition, it will show the partitions. Okay, it creates the partitions dynamically. We don't have to do anything. And similarly, if you select the drop down list, and if you see in this file, report file, I have two tables. One is dim date, other one was the sales fact. But dim date, there are no partitions, which means, we did not use incremental data refresh. Whereas the sales fact table, we have used the incremental data. It automatically or it dynamically creates the partitions. Look here, quarter, based on the quarter, and here it creates the partitions on its own. We don't have to define the partition key, column name and all. It created on its own. Okay, so with that itself, we can make sure that the incremental load is happening. And plus, what we do is we can go to the tools in SQL Server Profiler. You can go and see here any queries coming from there. Supposing when you create any visuals, yeah, this one I'm going to use analysis services. Yeah, for this Windows authentication is enough. Even that one got messed up. I don't know. So some problem happened. Okay, let me do one thing. Okay, it was working fine. Now some problem happened there. I think while giving the password, I gave wrong password, it seems. Otherwise, it should get connected. Somehow I gave the wrong password. And let me just give it a try, the last try. Otherwise, I will check it and tell you, because during the session, I don't want to trial and error. It will take more time. We need to cover some more topics also. It's already, so okay, here, otherwise, I will publish it to another folder and we will see what is happening. Maybe sometimes dev sandbox. I will try give it a try, last try. Okay, dev sandbox. I am going to publish this one. But again, we need to configure everything in the settings. Dev sandbox. And this is the one. I just go to these settings, and here you need to specify the gateway connection, database, and sales, SQL Express database, sales. Okay, sales database, and then sales fact table. And I'm going to apply this one. Here, let me go and check one more time here. Here the name, sales fact, okay, department D, description, support at, okay. Let me do one thing. Before that, I will just go and check in the big box what was the connection name that I used it for the same thing. Yeah, this is the one. For this, let me go to the settings. Sales fact table only. Here also I use the same thing. Yeah, okay. There is a problem here, right? So I did not use the cluster name. So the data source type and all, I did not specify it there. Okay. So here, okay, Discord changes. Okay. So that is a mistake I did it. Let me just, sorry guys, I just go to the dev order. And then here I incremental refresh to. You can give whatever the name, the table name you can get. What is the name of the cluster? An SQL server, and this is the one. And the database is sales. An authentication method is your Windows and the username, or you can say the basic authentication. And here you need to specify this is my desktop name, and privacy level, organizational or public. I will just make it. And here, let me create it. Okay, unable to create invalid connection credentials. Maybe this is the problem. Username 8k welcome. Windows. Duplicate data source name. Okay, that is a problem. Sales fact table 1. It doesn't require any connection. Okay, and here you will find the data server settings. Okay, external sharing server setting is not available here. Okay, here I just go and say 11 p.m. Okay, we did not create any parameters. And here data set refresh history scheduled completed. That was one time. Okay, and here, yeah. So now we have done this one. I just go back here, dev order, and here I just 1 second. Let me go back to this one and incremental refresh to. First, let us try with the full refresh. In case of any connectivity issues, it will throw an error here itself. So you can see something loading here. Okay, 11 p.m. right? So now it is 11 p.m. already. It's not, yeah, it shows 11 p.m. It's 10:40 only, right? Okay. Look here, yeah. So on demand completed. So 10:39. Yes, it got there. It was showing wrong time. So there are no issues with the connection here. Okay, now let us do one thing. Server. Okay, this is working fine, and we have scheduled it by 11 p.m. tonight. I just go back to the dev order again, and then I will see to that. Yeah, settings, premium per user. Let me do one thing. Oh, there are some. Okay, now I'm able to select this one, copy this, and then go back to your. This one's supposed to be universal with ME, the authentication. This one, the support. Let me try. Otherwise, I will troubleshoot later, and I'll tell you the solution for this also. Anyhow, these are admin's job. You don't have to do it. Yes, it is connecting perfectly. Superb, right? It got connected. So we are good in administration also. Very good. So I just connected to the Power BI cloud service. Okay, and here which database we have connected? The sales database. Can you see sales database here? Not database, the incremental refresh date. This is the report file, and then tables. And if you see a sales fact, and if you click on the partitions, you can see that superb, right? So 20, 21, 79 records, 13 records, it got loaded here. So almost 80, 92 records. Yes, it has only 92 records. 92 records got loaded here. 2021 and 2022. Okay. If I insert any new record, for example, here, or else let me do one thing. Where is that? The cloud. This is the cloud. Okay, in dev order. Currently, I'm in dev order. Save. So you can also try it out. Okay, probably you can start sign up for the Power BI cloud service. It's high time, right? You can start do that. The report. It will not refresh instantly because this is not incremental refresh dashboard, not this one. It will take time to sync up. 11 p.m. right? I schedule it by 11 p.m. there. Incremental refresh too. Here we have 392 records are there. Sorry, the value for P001. This is for incremental data refresh too. Okay. Let us put some big number. It will not refresh immediately. It will take time. Okay. Because we have scheduled it by 11 p.m. right? It will take some time to refresh it there. And here, if I do refresh, right click on it, partitions. Yeah, this one record is not visible. It will take time. Okay. And if you refresh it here also, it will not show. It will take time to refresh it. The C3 lakh 92 and it is showing it. But what I am going to do is I am going to do other thing here. The file 3 lakh 92. Okay, page 1, page 8. It shows the same thing. Now, if I go to the SQL Server Profiler, no, not this one. Sorry, I messed up. I should have used that thing key. This one picked up the older one. Let me just API Power Wind. Okay, this is the wrong here. MFA, you need to use it. Even then, it is not connecting. Okay, SQL Profiler, you can see, any if you make any changes to your visual here, right? So if that request comes to your source system, something like that, in this case, with this, we can make sure that the incremental refresh is happening. Which one? By going to your SSMS, and you can see the partitions. With the help of the partition, make sure that it is happening. Okay. Any of these are all the admin task. Okay, if you know this much, that is more than sufficient. And if I select this and if I refresh it, but any of we schedule it by 11 p.m. It is still 20 to 46. It will take time. Look here, superb, right? The one record. No, not this one. Sorry, 1 second. This is for the older one. The recent one we need to see it here. I got excited. I just select this one and I'm going to refresh it. It will take time because we scheduled it right. So, but that one record is not displayed here. It will take time. So, okay, anyhow, instead of waiting for that, we will proceed with the other things like row level security. Okay. So, what is row level security? Row level security, with the help of row level security, we can make sure that the appropriate users are having access to their respective data. Okay, whatever the data that they intend to see, they are supposed to see that their specific set of data. For example, we have 4 different region managers: north, south, east, west. And when the north manager, right? So let's say you have a VP sales north, right? North region manager. When he sees the report, it should show only the report that are relevant to his region. He's not supposed to see other regions because it is waste of time. Okay, he cannot afford to watch other things unnecessarily. Okay. So to restrict the users to view only the data that are relevant to them. Okay, not all the data should be allowed to view by all the users in the enterprise, right? So what we are doing is, in that case, we need to create some roles, and each roles we assign some kind of filter. And then once you apply the role, right? So what will happen is that specific user, right? For example, if you are north region and we apply a filter to north region, in that case, you can see only the north region related data. So to create the roles for different users, you need to select the modeling ribbon, and then you have something called manage roles. When you click on it here, you can see here already I created the roles here. Okay, this is let me just select region here, roles and all. So you have row level security and then table level security. Okay, there are two types of security. Okay, row level security and object level security. Okay, object level security you cannot create it. Only the row level security can create it. Object level security you can define it in the table or editor. Okay. Here, what I am going to do is, for example, in this case, I just selected add filter, okay, region, right? So here you can see the region, whatever the region that you want, you can say. Let me just open the other one, the interest of time. Yeah, here I have already created it. The modeling tab and then manage roles. You need to go to the manage roles. And here, if you see here, I created the roles: central manager, central region manager, north region manager, and then object level security. Here I just specified it here. This is VP sales. Okay. For example, if I want to create another East region, okay, East region, I just created. Okay. And here, so you need to select this table and which column that you wanted to use a region. Okay. You wanted to define a role by using a filter. Okay. Assign a filter to each region. Okay. If you want country level, you can specify that also. Okay, country and region, with that combination also you can specify it here. Here what I do is I created the role East region. I selected the table. So you apply this role on this table with this filter, add filter. Here the region column. Where is the region column? Can you see region? Region here. And then here what I do is I just replace this by something like East. That's all. And here already similarly I created for north region equal to, he should be able to see only north, and VP, he should be able to see both north and south because he is the superior guy. Okay, he should, you know, these east and sorry, north and south region manager. So this is okay, or this guy is responsible north and south, he's the one heading these two regions. So you need to use this logical operator, the pipeline symbol. This represents or either this or this. Okay, if any one of them is true, it'll, the users will be able to see the data relevant to that. Okay, so you are applying the filter at the row level. When you apply this role, right, what will happen is you can see only that specific region related data. So now what we will do is we will just publish this report to cloud. Look here, in this case, what happened? I have created a visual, forget about other visuals. You just look here. So in this case, what happened here, all the region, in the x-axis I use the region, y-axis I use the profit, all the region it displays. This is not the preferred one. Okay. So now what we will do is we created the role, we need to test it. And here I just go here and view as. For example, if I select the VP sales, north or south, look here, you should be able to see only the north or south. Once you create a role, you can test it. Where you test it, same in the modeling tab, but you need to click on the view as. And here, for example, East region, I don't know whether East region has any data in it. Yes, data is there. Click on stop viewing. Okay, and you will see something like the measure here. And if you expand this one, I've created a measure. This is for user principal name. Okay, and user principal. This we will discuss it later. Okay, now I just select the OLS security. Here I did not. Okay, here I did not. This is OLS security is not possible. Object level security is not possible here. Okay, fine. So we are done. We tested it here. The next step is I'm going to publish it to cloud. EX row level security, already it is there, hence it is made it as a 1. Okay, row level security 1.pbx, success, got it. So now we'll go to the cloud service and we will take a look at how it has been working, how it's working. Okay, we'll go and check it there. This is the one we just published 10:54 just now. Okay, and today is 15 Feb, and I just click on the report here. This is my report. Okay, and you can see all the things are available here. And the next one is yeah, this is the one. Right click on it. Okay, here. Sorry, I was supposed to go to the data set EX row level security, and here it is fine, everything is fine. Only thing is I just want to test it here. Here we need to test it. 1 second, let me just see where I subscribe to report, and here you can click on this one. You can run now. You can subscribe to emails. You can specify, it's already specified your row level security, and you can schedule it. You can schedule the report. You want to schedule the report so and so day and so and so time, and it has to be sent to so and so person. You can specify their email address here, right? And then, but it should not be like your personal email ID, official email ID. Only then it will work. Here this share here with this we can share it here under full name, address, email address, and copy links, team link. 1 second, I somehow here 3 dots should come here. I don't know why it is not coming here. The ellipses should come here. So only then we should be able to test it here. 1 second, let me just go back here. So all these things are admin staff, right? So we don't spend much time here. Okay, that's the reason why we get confused here. And 1 second, security, and here, yeah, this is the security. Sorry, yeah, in security data set, you need to go to security, and then click on the 3 dots here, ellipses, and test as role. When you click on it, this guy is supposed to see only the central region. Look here, central region. Got it. So you need to go to the data set, not to the report. Okay, I just go back and show you one more time. Row level security one. I'm going to select this option. Instead of settings, you need to go to security, And this is where we'll see, right? So VP sales, you should be able to see north and south region, test as role. Click on this ellipse, 3 dots, and test as role. Look at north and south. You should be able to view north and south. And then the next thing is you can share the report to the respective thing, or you can copy the link and then you can share it to them. Okay, share it to them via your email ID. Those who have access, they should be able to log in with their email credentials and login credentials. And then, since you have already mapped this one, the roles, they should be able to see only that specific region data. The next one is the dynamic row level security. What we have seen so far was the static row level security. It is not going to be helpful in any way. Okay, but in the case of dynamic row level security, in case of any new employees joins the organization later point in time, you're not supposed to open the code. You're not supposed to specify, let's say you want to add some new role, or you want to include new people. You want to assign the roles to the new people. Okay, newly joined people. In that case, you are not supposed to open the code. You're not supposed to assign it, right? It is not user friendly. Not all the people are tech savvy. Okay, and you're not, first of all, you're not supposed to open the report. You're not supposed to make changes. So rather, what we do is we create a table. This table will hold all the person's email ID and their all the details here. I'll just show you the file name here. Something role.csv. Here we specify the first name, last name, all the things here. Supposing, right, you publish the report on cloud, and again, you don't want to take the report back in your model, right? So you don't want to change it, everything there. Okay, look here. Here, what we are doing is, in the case of dynamic row level security, the same stuff. We'll go to the manage roles, and here the DB role. Okay, DLS role. Here I did not specify anything. Okay, here roles. Look here. Yeah, this is the roles. Okay, dynamic row level security. DLS stands for dynamic row level security. I created a role. If you click on it, create, it will ask the name. You can type this name. So here I just created with the meaningful dynamic row level security and roles. Here, right, I just select what is this table. This is the roles table. What you are seeing is this one, roles table. Here in this, I have added the filter to the email column. And then we have a function, DAX function, user principal. In the interview, they'll ask you, how did you implement dynamic row level security? You tell them, go to the modeling tab. In that, you will find the manage roles. So there you can create the role name. And then we have a custom table, roles called roles. There we specified all the username, including their email ID, everything. And then there is a DAX function. Okay, we have applied the filter to the role, email equal to user principal name. So here what this function does is, supposing you are logged into Power BI Cloud Service with your email ID, for example, Pravath at deepneuron.in. So in that case, this function will automatically capture your email ID the moment you log in there. That Pravath at deepneuron.in will get checked with this one. If this is true, then for example, in this case, a user principal, in this case, for example, Robert, right? If he logins with Robert at deepneuron.in, it will go and check whether the robert.neuron is available in this roles table. For in this email column, can we find this one? Yes, it is there. And okay, what region is supposed to view? North region. Okay, here we define logically we defined everything. Okay, email ID, all the first name, last name, employees detail plus region. If you want the country, you can include the country. Okay, and region north. So here, this is a simple thing. Okay, and then you save it and then go to view as. DS role. Here it will not be helpful. Okay, look here. Here it shows the central region, right? Yeah, stop viewing. Central region is desktop. The user principal name function, you need to understand this one very clearly. In this case, I told you user principal name is a DAX function. This is the one will capture the email ID. The moment when you log into the Power BI Cloud, it automatically captures the current user's email ID, and then it will go and checks in this roles tables email column whether this email ID is there. Yes, if it is there, what role he has. So which region he is supposed to view it. But since I'm testing it in my local desktop, Power BI desktop, user principal name, it will not give the, it will not get the email ID. Instead, it will give you your system name, my system name, right? So in this case, the email ID is system name because in the local, I'm not testing it in cloud. Only when you're testing it in cloud with your email ID, it will capture the email ID. Since I'm testing it in my Power BI desktop, it captures my system name. That's all. So even the system name also mapped it here. Okay. So you should be able to see only the central region is a manager and SAS can run. Look here. So central region. So look here, I just put this measure here. Okay. So you know what value was captured by user principal name function. In the sense I tested in my local Power BI desktop, it is giving my local system name and username. That's all. And then the region name. If you go and select the view as, sorry, central region. That's all. Okay, I just stop this view, and then the next one is published to cloud. The same thing. You go to the data set there in cloud, and then you select security, and then go and test it there also. For example, I just put it in and put something sandbox 5. I just select this one. Success, got it. So if I go to the cloud here, and here the workspace, so dev sandbox 5, right? Okay. Here the dynamic row level security. Here I just say security. Here if you see test as role, it is not showing anything. Why? Because I did not type the email ID there. Enter email address. What is the email address? For example, if I select this email address, robert@deepneuron, I'm going to assign it here. Robert James, add and save. His name is Robert James. Yes, his email ID. Okay, it is done. And the next one is test as role. And which region he belongs to? He belongs to North region. It is not showing. Okay, support at deepneuron.in. Okay, what is the problem? Okay, what I will do is, okay, yeah, I just select it. Test as role. I should have given it here. Ideally, it'll ask the username. Okay, here. Sorry, here. Right. Yes. Look here. South region for Michael Raj. Sorry, this one is Mike, right? So Michael Raj. So you can see only the South region. You need to look at it here. I was just looking at somewhere here. It is available at the top. This is very specific, the dynamic row level security testing. Okay. Here on cloud also we are testing it out. Okay. For example, if I go and unselect it, and then when I select the Robert deepneuron.in, and if I select his email, first you need to define the email ID there, and then only you can test it here. And then the role name. So North region. So is he? Yes, he is supposed to view only the north region. What it says is the testing is fine when the user, Robert, a deep neuron, right? So when this guy, when he logs into Power BI Cloud Service with this email address, the user principal name, it captures his email ID, and then it goes and filters, right? So, okay, for this email ID, the region is north. He's supposed to view only the north region. When you log in as a Robert at deep neuron, you will be able to see only the north region. That is what we have seen it here. So, but only thing is you need to remember it on top, right? So not here or here. But in that case of the static level, you can test it here itself. When you click on the three dot right here itself, you can test it out. But whereas here, you need to look at the top here. Okay, that is the difference between these two. So hope you understood what is the difference between static. In the case of static, we just define the role name, and then we just apply the filter for each role. That's all. And then we publish the report, we checked it. So what if a new person comes and joins? Let's say 10 new employees are joining next week. So that, or 100 employees are joining. You cannot open the code and you cannot modify it because all these reports are running in cloud. You cannot, it's all running in cloud production environment. You cannot make any changes to the code. Instead, you just go and make changes to your file. You add whatever the users and the region which they are responsible to view. You can define it here. That is enough. Okay. And if you save it, this one will be picked up automatically by your application on cloud. Sorry guys, I thought of covering it the other part. Like only thing is the performance tuning is pending, right? Performance tuning and SQL Server part. What we will do is this Saturday and Sunday we'll finish off everything. Okay, performance tuning everything, and also important the best practices. I did not cover the best practice. That's very important. With that itself, they will find out whether you really worked on the real-time scenario or not. And at the same time, once you get onboarded into a company, right? You will get exposed. And simple example, you cannot create measure just like that. Okay, you need to create a measure table, and then you need to map all the measures to that measure table. In some projects, what we did, right? So we have used the external tools. This one, tabular editor. Okay, in the tabular editor, we create calculate groups. The interview they'll ask you about the calculate groups and measure table. In the measure table, how to create the folders, and then the performance tuning point of view. What are the best practices? Everything we'll discuss it. And also, if possible, we'll give you a demo on how to create a stunning dashboard. And this Sunday, yeah, will complete the assignment. Project also explained on Sunday. Okay, we have a HR analytics dashboard, and other dashboard is also there. We'll discuss on this weekend. And what you do is you practice it during the upcoming weekdays, and then we will review it on the upcoming Wednesday or Thursday. Okay. I don't know if you're all there in the call. Is that got ended? Okay, let me just see, because I connected with the cloud. Yeah, it's there. Okay, everybody is there. Good. So, but most of them, they did not join today because they already mentioned they are busy with office work. Fine, guys. Any questions so far? Yes, Priyanka, the videos related to Azure, I will try to get it as well as possible. Okay, because it's all deleted by those guys without giving enough lead time on their side. Okay, cloud. And what other things? Yeah, the data files were missing. Pravat, yes, point taken. But instead, you can go ahead and take that, the first one, the download. There we put all the files. Plus, I will ask the people to upload the data there itself, so that it will be very convenient for you, right? For this assignment, this is a data set. I should use it, right? Someone else also raised this issue, and we addressed this, and I don't know, somehow again the same issue coming up. But don't
Sir,
worry.
can you please send
And
that
all
link
the
again?
files, what I will do is report files. We'll share it sometime tomorrow by noon. Please be here. Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yes, Pravat, you were saying you are about to tell something.
Can you please share me that GitHub link again? My laptop got disconnected.
Okay, I will share it in WhatsApp, all of you. Okay, don't worry.
Sure.
Okay, it's an alternate location where you can find all the files there. Okay, fine. You know how to download it from GitHub, right? I'll just show you here. But some students, they said they do not know. So can you see my screen? So this is the GitHub, github.com/fantasy 200k/power-bi, and you will find the code here. Okay, you just click on this one and download zip. That's all. Okay, it will download all the files in a zip file. You can use it. How good are you all with the SQL server, SQL queries? I guess all of you are good, right? Anyway, don't worry. From my side, whatever that I cover it, right? I will cover it, and we will see, because the important aspects of the SQL part will cover. The main point is the performance tuning. Okay, how you can improve the performance. Most of the problem we are facing it, by staying day and night in our office, right? Because of the performance problem only. The data loading, data issues, all the things. Performance tuning is very much important. Okay, that is also even Power BI. First thing is on this Saturday evening, we will have it by 6 to 8 evening. Okay, Saturday, Sunday only this week. Okay, Sunday as usual night time we will have the session, and Saturday first we are going to discuss about the performance tuning, power analyzer, how we can use it, how we can find out the bottleneck, where the bottleneck is there, how we are going to rewrite the query, and how we can improve the performance, and what are the options that we can use it. For example, if you want to compare anything, like if the status equal to blank function, you can use it. But instead of using blank function to compare status with the status column, you can use is blank function. Likewise, the best practices we'll discuss, which function, where, how you are supposed to use it, plus how we can spot the performance bottleneck. All the things we'll discuss it. Okay, how to interpret the performance analyzer output, all the things. Okay, and importantly, I want to tell one thing I forgot is somehow. Now, after completion of the training, I realized which one. The quick measures. Quick measures also very much helpful. Okay, you don't have to be expert in DAX, but it's not that you should be expert. But only thing is, right, for beginners that is very much helpful. The quick measure. In the case of moving origin, it's very much helpful. I will give you that one. I will explain you that one also. Okay. And how to interpret the output in the DAX Studio. DAX Studio is very much helpful to check the performance related issues, everything there. Okay, I'll explain that one also. Okay. Even if it extends 1 or 2 cents, let it be there. Okay, but anyhow, we have some more time, and we will keep work on with the employers, and we will try to get some interviews arranged for you. But before that, some mock interview preparation, everything. Interview question itself, we will have separate session. Okay, one more session. Any more questions? Okay, since you don't have any questions, I'm going to wrap up the session. We will circle back on this Saturday or India time by 6 p.m. Okay. Sorry, Abhinaya. So I just connected through browser. Good that you called me. Okay. And browser, when I connected with the Zoom, I'm not able to get any notification. Okay, that's the problem. Okay, sorry.